now we have this modulus, right? Modulus is also known as absolute value function. What is the purpose of modulus? So modulus basically takes the absolute value. Absolute value would mean that, say if you have -2, so if you take the modulus of this, this will be +2. If you take the modulus of -3, this will be +3. Right, this is a very important function, and I mean, can you tell me one application why do we study modulus, or why do we need this modulus? Think about, why do we want to make negative numbers positive? Say for example, I mean, you are given a new instrument that measures the height of certain things. The height of those things you already know. So they say you have few things, you already know the height of the objects, right? So one is 5 centimeter, the other is 10 centimeter, then 10 centimeter again, then 5 centimeter, then say 15 centimeter, right? So these are heights of 5 objects, and now you have a new scale. So using that scale, you are measuring the heights. Okay. So when you measure the height of this particular object, you got 4. When you measure the heights of this particular object, you got 11. Right. For this object, you got 9. For this object, you got 7. And for this object, you got 40. Right. So then you want to count what is the margin of error that you have done, right? Or what is the error that you have done in calculating. So you'll just compute the difference, right? So that will give you the error, right? So for example, difference here is 1. What is the difference here? -1. What is the difference here? 1. Here it is -2. And then here it is 1. So now if you add up all your errors, how much do you get? 0, which means you have not done any error overall, right? But is this correct? You can see individually that you have done error, but when you add up the errors, it comes out that there is no error, right? So this is when we use this modulus. So what you want to do, you want to see how much error you have done, no matter whether it is towards the positive end or the negative end. So what you'll do, you'll just apply the absolute value function. So that will make it 1 because it is already positive. It will make it 1 because it was negative. It will make this 1. It will make this 2, and then it will make this 1. Right, so 2 plus 1 is 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you know that you have made a lot of errors. 6 overall, 6 centimeter. Right, so if you had not taken the absolute value of this, you would have arrived at 0, which would give you a false sense that you have done no error in measurement. Right, so that is why we need this absolute value function. So there are many applications of this as well. I'll just give you one simple example. So the purpose of this is to make any negative number positive. Right. So if you have 2 inside this function, what will be the value of the this thing? 2. If you have, say, 1001 negative, what will be the value? 1001. If you have 0 inside this, 0. Right. So this is how it behaves. Now let us assume we have a number x. Right. We don't know what this is, but we put it inside this modulus. What will this give us? It will give us x. So say if x is 1, so this will give us 1, right? What if x is -1? Will this give me -1? No, right? So this will give me 1, right? Now see what is happening when you have negative numbers. What is it essentially doing is, it is multiplying that number by minus, right? When you have negative numbers, it is multiplying that negative number with a minus. When you have positive number, it is not doing anything. So when I am giving you a number x, so I mean, there can be 3 possible cases, right? The first thing is x can be greater than 0, right? The second case is x may be equal to 0. The third case is x may be less than 0, right? So x can be positive, x can be negatives, or x can be 0, right? So what will this give me if x is greater than 0 or if x is positive? X. What will this give if x is equal to 0? 0. And what about when x is less than 0? You can write this as -x, right? So when x is 0, so you can either write this as x or you can write this as 0, right? So you can write this as x as well, because x is equal to 0, so it does not matter whether you write 0 or x, right? So can I merge these two things together? Because both is giving me x, right? So when x is non-negative, so then there are two cases only. When x is non-negative, which means x is greater than equal to 0, then it is x. When x is negative, then it is equal to minus x. Okay,